World Snooker Tour President Steve Dawson presented Judd Trump with Masters Trophy in this year's tournament. Ronnie O'Sullivan, damaging criticisms, wrongly, criticism, and the sport of Rory McIlroy and Roger Federer should aim to be a real ambassador for sport. O'Sullivan said that this week is the worst place in the worst place he has so far, in an interview with Sportsman. He also described sports as cheap, and said the players were afraid to talk. Snooker is greater than any player, he said on the Wst website. Ronnie is a fantastic player and the legend of our sport, but sometimes misleaded comments go very forward. I often compare snooker with golf and tennis, but I would challenge him as to race sports and act as a role model like McIlroy or Federer. Snooker bangin' the problem, says Rocket in comprehensive interview. O'Sullivan, who will offer to demand 8th world title that broke a record at the Crucible Theatre next month, launched humiliating attack on rulers. In recent months, a match stabilization scandal, snooker in a bad place, and beyond a crisis, and the responsible should be aside, he said. O'Sullivan criticized decrease in number of professional tournaments and proposed money prize and even defended idea of a player strike to realize a serious change. The 47-year-old claimed that people who run the game were not the brightest sparks, and that snooker lost their charm, and, like a pub sport, O'Sullivan, if they can be honest enough with them, perhaps the people who run the game, we have taken as much as we can, should say, said. If they really have a love of sports, they would deliver it to someone else with higher ambitions. This needs at least £50 million more a year to take a suitable tour. Ronnie O'Sullivan defeated Judd Trump in the 2022 final and was equal to Stephen Hendry's 7 world title for 128 players. When you look at £10 million of reward for 25 events throughout the year, it will never be good. At least it needs to go 3 times to do business. I've carried sports for the last 20 to 30 years. This is not a single player. Sports is not a big sport. You probably look at the golf. A minimum of £1.2 million. And the best players don't even appear for it. He continued, we play for the winner and the second receives £35,000. With the problem, comments harm and unfounded, Dawson however. Dawson, who took over as chief figure of Wst after he stopped in Barry Hearn 2021, accused Rocket, by not talking about leadership of game on issues that occurred in his interview. Ronnie never attended a player meeting or did not interact with us to discuss his views, Dawson said. He continued, there are 3 official levels that can provide feedback through the Wst board. WPBSA did not interact with any of these channels through WPBSA Players Board or player meetings. The award money has reached £15 million before my pan, and now £11 million. The decline since 2019 has been mainly due to the inability to stage tournaments in China, and the country's wife is unseen. There are many individual sports where prize money levels are significantly lower than snooker. For now, more than keeping ourselves for the nature and size of sports, this season, we have provided a £20,000 income guarantee to help each player pay costs and improve their careers. We are trying to take the snooker to a higher level, but we need players be a public ambassador and convey their concerns through the right channels. Comments like those from Ronnie this week are damaging us as a sport, and unfounded. If Ronnie took advantage of her great global popularity to be a real ambassador for snooker, she could work with us to take the sport forward for her own benefit and as a whole. To Spoon 2. Track the snooker news in application.